Question number 1. Joint sector industries are owned and operated by the state and individuals or a group of individuals. From the given list of industries, which one can be called a joint sector industry? Excellent. Maruti Industry Limited is a brilliant choice. Question number 2. Which one among the following best describes an economic activity that is concerned with the production of goods, extraction of minerals, or the provision of services? Well done. Industry is the right choice. Question number 3. Karnataka is one of the main state producing cotton state. True or false? Great job. False is the accurate answer. Question number 4. These are the input, processes, and outputs of which type of industry? You're right. Iron and steel industry is the correct answer. Question number 5 is the process of making goods in a workshop or factory. Perfect. Manufacturing is the correct choice. Question number 6. On the basis of given picture, choose the correct answer. Well picked. Agro-based industry is the correct answer. Question number 7. Identify the industry based on raw material. Well reasoned. Pastoral is the correct choice. Question number 8. Look at the image and identify the type of industry. On track. Cottage industry is the correct answer. Question number 9. Which industry is the base for all other industries? Excellent choice. Iron and steel is the right answer. Question number 10. Cotton originated from Indus Valley, years ago. Strong choice. 5,000 is the right answer. Question number 11. Iron constitutes about % of the Earth's core. Good job. Your answer 80 works well here. Question number 12. Which of the following can be considered as an example of the economic activity related to the production of goods from the industry sector? Smart pick. Iron and steel industry is the correct choice. Question number 13. Which type of industry would have fully automated system of product making, huge capital investment, and a complex system of management? Smart move. Large sector is an accurate answer. Question number 14. Which of the following is a use of steel? Correct response. All of these is the most accurate answer. Question number 15. How many years is the textile industry? Nice work. You chose 7,000 and it is correct. Question number 16. Dash refers to an economic activity that is concerned with production of goods, extraction of minerals, or the provision of services. Right choice. Industry is the best answer. Question number 17. Jamshedpur is situated in which state? Right again. Jharkhand is a valid answer. Question number 18. One important steel-producing state. Great thinking. West Bengal is the right choice. Question number 19. Basket weaving is identified under? You got it. Your choice cottage industry is right. Question number 20. Which of the following factor will affect the location of the industry if there is no place for selling the final products? War. You chose market, and it is correct. Question number 21. Which of the following can be considered as an example of the service provider economic activity from the industry sector? Or Nicely done. Banking industry is a solid answer. Question number 22. Industries that are having huge infrastructure, raw material, high manpower requirements, and large capital requirements. Solid response. Large-scale industries is a valid choice. Question number 23. The first textile mill in the country was established at Dash near Kolkata in 1818, but it closed down after some time. Valid point. Fort Gloucester is true. Question number 24. Choose the correct option. Good thinking. Manufacturing is the right answer. Question number 25. Industries in which the manufacturing, production and rendering of services are done on a small or micro scale. Sharp thinking. Small-scale industries is the right choice. Question number 26. The factors affecting location of industries are raw material, power, labor capital, land, transport, market. Clear logic. Your choice true is sound and 100% true. Question number 27. According to our reference textbook, what was the annual steel production in India in 2015? Nice selection. 89.6 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 28. Small-scale industries use lesser amount of capital and technology as compared to large-scale industries.
Exactly. True makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 29. What is an economic activity that processes raw materials and machinery to produce goods and services? Bravo! Manufacturing is the answer. Question number 30. It is the process in which metals are extracted from their ores by heating beyond the liquefying point. Correct. Smelting is the right answer. Question number 31. Dash industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers, or both. Correct response. Cooperative sector is the most accurate answer. Question number 32. Which type of industries are majorly owned, managed and controlled by the state or central government? Bravo, public is the answer. Question number 33. Dash are the raw materials, labor, and costs of land, transport, power, and other infrastructure. Great thinking. The inputs is the right choice. Question number 34. Where is the process of converting the available raw material into finished products is done? Clear logic. Your choice at factories is sound and 100% true. Question number 35. Dash industries are owned and operated by the state and individuals or a group of individuals. Solid response. Joint sector is a valid choice. Question number 36. According to reference textbook, which place in Karnataka has a major cotton textile industry? Strong choice. Devanagar is the right answer. Question number 37. In which of the following countries the world's major iron and steel industries are located? Nice selection. All of the above is the correct and valid answer. Question number 38. Which of the following types of industries is not classified on the basis of raw materials? Smart pick. Cooperative-based is the correct choice.
Question number 39. To which category of industry does iron made from iron belongs?
On track. Mineral-based is the correct answer. Question number 40. Dash are a wide range of activities that convert the raw material into finished products. Well reasoned. The processes is the correct choice. Question number 41. A city in Japan, situated near the river Yodo, is Japan's most important textile center. Nice work! You chose Osaka and it is correct. Question number 42. One of the worst industrial disasters of all time occurred in Dash on the 3 December 1984. Exactly. Bhopal makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 43. The processing of raw materials into more valuable products falls under the category of. Excellent. Secondary industry is a brilliant choice. Question number 44. In which year was Tisco set up, and in which year did Tisco start pig iron production? Good thinking. 1907-1911 is the right answer. Question number 45. Which of the following is an example of a service provider in the industry sector? Smart move. Banking industry is an accurate answer. Question number 46. Pulp and paper, pharmaceuticals, furniture, buildings, etc. are good examples of. Good job. Your answer, forest-based industries, works well here. Question number 47. Processing seafood and manufacturing fish oil can be considered as examples of. Correct. Marine-based industries is the right answer. Question number 48. Which of the following is not a public sector high-tech industry of Bangalore? Well done. NTPC is the right choice. Question number 49. Which one of the following industries manufactures telephones? Computer itself. Right again. Electronic is a valid answer. Question number 50. The industry that provides goods and not services is called tertiary industry. Sharp thinking. False is the right choice. Question number 51. Industries which use plant and animal-based products as their raw materials. Right choice. Agro-based is the best answer. Question number 52. The first mechanized textile mill was established in Mumbai in the year dash. Valid point. 1854 is true. Question number 53. The natural beauty of the India has helped in developing the dash and industry. Excellent choice. Tourism is the right answer. Question number 54. Which one of the following public sector plants is located in Chhattisgarh? Oh? Perfect. Bhilai Steel Plant is the correct choice. Question number 55. Which of the following place is known for iron and steel industry in India? Well picked. Jamshedpur is the correct answer. Question number 56. The term textile is derived from the Latin word texere, which means dash. You chose weave, and it is correct. Question number 57. Initially, what was the largest center of cotton textile industry in India? Great job. Mumbai is the accurate answer. Question number 58. About dash C of the Indian textile industry's total production is exported. Nicely done. 1/3 is a solid answer. Question number 59. Which of the following is not an input for the iron and steel industry? You got it? Your choice manganese is right. Question number 60. India's first successful mechanized textile mill was established in dash. You're right. Mumbai is the correct answer. Question number 61. Tata Iron and Steel Industry is a type of large-scale industry. True or false? Nicely done. True is a solid answer. Question number 62. government provides subsidized dash to promote industries in dash areas? Sharp thinking. Power backward is the right choice.
Question number 63. The workers employed in dash do not fall into secondary sector category.
Well reasoned. Banking is the correct choice.
Question number 64. Which one of the following industries uses limestone as a raw material?
Good thinking. Cement is the right answer. Question number 65. Change of raw material into products of more value to people is called? Bravo. Manufacturing is the answer. Question number 66. Iron and steel industry is known as backbone of the industrial economy. Good job. Your answer true works well here. Question number 67. Which industries use produce from the sea and oceans as raw materials? Perfect. Marine-based industries is the correct choice. Question number 68. Japan is dependent upon the imported raw materials for spinning mills. Great thinking. True is the right choice. Question number 69. In which of the following countries textile industry is concentrated? Excellent choice. All of the above is the right answer. Question number 70. Which of the following term would you associate with cotton industry? Valid point. Textile is true.
Question number 71. Large machines and large quantities of raw materials are used in dash.
Correct response. Large-scale industries is the most accurate answer.
Question number 72. Which of the following are factors affecting location of industries?
Excellent. All of these is a brilliant choice. Question number 73. The raw material is put in the blast furnace where it undergoes dash. Well done. Smelting is the right choice. Question number 74. Which one of the following is an example of public sector industry? Exactly. Sale makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 75. Maruti Udyog Limited is an example of cooperative sector industry. You're right. False is the correct answer. Question number 76. At what position is Tisco in producing iron and steel in the world? Nice work. You chose fifth, and it is correct. Question number 77. Which two states are more famous for their cotton textile industry? Clear logic. Your choice Maharashtra, Gujarat is sound and 100% true. Question number 78. Which is the most famous iron and steel producing cities of India? Correct. Jamshedpur is the right answer. Question number 79. Which one of the following cities are good for cotton production? Right again. Ahmedabad is a valid answer. Question number 80. Silicon Valley is the nickname of an area in Northern California. Solid response. True is a valid choice. Question number 81. Dash is an important steel city of the United States of America. Well picked. Pittsburgh is the correct answer. Question number 82. Market is one of the dash factors for setting up of industries. Nice selection. Locational is the correct and valid answer. Question number 83. The fishing industry is mainly concentrated near the coastline. Smart pick. True is the correct choice. Question number 84. Industrial locations are influenced by the availability of dash. Right choice.
All of the above is the best answer.
Question number 85. Which of the following is an example of a large-scale industry? Smart move. Petrochemicals is an accurate answer. Question number 86. What are the important factors for localization of industries?
Great job. All of them is the accurate answer.
Question number 87. Which of the following is an example of forest-based industry?
You got it. Your choice medicines is right.
Question number 88. The process of obtaining minerals from the earth is known as?
On track. Mining is the correct answer.
Question number 89. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited comes under private sector? Strong choice. False is the right answer. Question number 90. Which metal is often called the backbone of modern industry?
You chose steel.
And it is correct. Question number 91. Huge factory where crude mineral oil is made pure is an a dash. Good thinking. Oil refinery is the right answer. Question number 92. Jamshedji Tata established iron and steel industry in India.
Well reasoned. True is the correct choice.
Question number 93. Manufacturing industries are not classified on the basis of?
You're right. Product is the correct answer.
Question number 94. In which state Jamshedpur iron and steel industry situated?
Good job. Your answer, Jharkhand, works well here.
Question number 95. Which of the following industries is not a heavy industry?
On track. Cotton textile is the correct answer.
Question number 96. The industrial system does not include the following steps. Smart move. Customer is an accurate answer. Question number 97. Dash industries are owned and operated by the government. Nice selection. Public sector is the correct and valid answer. Question number 98. In which sector are the manufacturing industries placed? Correct. Secondary is the right answer. Question number 99. Bhadravati is an important steel center located at Dash. Correct response. Karnataka is the most accurate answer. Question number 100. In which state is Tata Iron and Steel Company situated? You chose Jharkhand, and it is correct. Question number 101. Which of these is an example of joint sector industry?
Excellent. Maruti Industry Limited is a brilliant choice.
Question number 102. Seafood industry is an example of dash-based industry.
Clear logic. Your choice, marine, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 103. Quarrying can be done by blasting, cutting, or drilling. Well done. True is the right choice. Question number 104. Dash and the end product and the income earned from it.
Perfect. The outputs is the correct choice.
Question number 105. Which of the following is known as Sunrise Industries? Nice work. You chose information technology industry, and it is correct.
Question number 106. Food processing is an example of dash-based industry. Great job, agro is the accurate answer. Question number 107. In case of textile industry, what would be the process?
Smart pick, spinning, dyeing at sea is the correct choice. Question number 108. Ahmedabad is located on the banks of the Dash River. Right choice. Sabarmat is the best answer. Question number 109. Plant and animal products fall under which industry?
Valid point. Agro-based industry is true. Question number 110. To which sector does the textile industry belong to?
Right again. Agro-based is a valid answer. Question number 111. Pittsburgh is an important steel city in New Zealand. Great thinking. False is the right choice. Question number 112. The production of goods and services is called dash. Nicely done. Industry is a solid answer. Question number 113. Which of the following is a joint sector industry?
Exactly. Maruti Industry Limited makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 114. Secondary industry is also known as dash industry. Strong choice. Manufacturing is the right answer. Question number 115. The dash industry in India is over 100 years old. Well picked. Iron and steel industry is the correct answer. Question number 116. Which industry is developing and growing rapidly? Solid response. It industry is a valid choice. Question number 117. Which city is known as Manchester of North India?
Bravo. Camper is the answer.
Question number 118. Which place is called as the Manchester of India? Excellent choice. Ahmedabad is the right answer. Question number 119. Food processing is an example of which industry?
You got it. Your choice agro-based is right.
Question number 120. Dash has been called the backbone of industries. Sharp thinking. Iron and steel is the right choice. Question number 121. The industry that is known as a feeder industry. Correct response. Iron and steel industry is the most accurate answer. Question number 122. What kind of activity is manufacturing of steel?
Excellent choice. Secondary activity is the right answer.
Question number 123. Based on the size, the number of industries are? On track. 3 is the correct answer. Question number 124. Which of the following is a secondary activity? Exactly. Cement industry makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 125. Cotton is a natural fiber obtained from a plant. Well picked. True is the correct answer. Question number 126. Extraction of copper and iron is an example of. You're right. Mining is the correct answer. Question number 127. Which factors affect the location of industry?
Nice selection. All of these is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 128. What is the another name of secondary activity?
Good thinking. Manufacturing is the right answer.
Question number 129. Industries are classified on the basis of dash. Solid response. Raw materials, size, ownership is a valid choice. Question number 130. Which one of the following is a natural fiber? Correct. Jute is the right answer. Question number 131. Which among the following is the largest lake? Smart pick. Superior is the correct choice. Question number 132. Where was the first jute mill set up in India? Right again. Calcutta is a valid answer. Question number 133. Where is Tata Iron and Steel Industry located? Perfect. Jamshedpur is the correct choice.
Question number 134. What do the industrial centers not depend on?
You chose population, and it is correct. Question number 135. Dash is also famous as Manchester of India.
Right choice. Ahmedabad is the best answer.
Question number 136. Which is the raw material for sugar industry? Well reasoned. Sugarcane is the correct choice. Question number 137. On which date Bhopal gas disaster took place? Sharp thinking. 3 December 1984 is the right choice. Question number 138. Getting sugar from sugarcane is an example of. Valid point. Large-scale industries is true.
Question number 139. Cottage or household industries are a type of.
Excellent. Small scale is a brilliant choice.
Question number 140. Industrialization system are classified into.
Smart move, inputs, processing, outputs is an accurate answer. Question number 141. Dash is an example of forest-based industry. Good job. Your answer pharmaceuticals works well here. Question number 142. How many main types of industries are there? Nicely done. 3 is a solid answer.
Question number 143. Which of the following is correctly matched?
You got it. Your choice paper pulp is right. Question number 144. Jamshedpur lies on the banks of Dash River.
Strong choice. Subnaraka is the right answer.
Question number 145. Silicon Valley is located in a. Clear logic. Your choice California is sound and 100% true. Question number 146. What does an industrial system consists of? Well done. All of these is the right choice. Question number 147. On what basis industries can be classified? Bravo. Raw material and size is the answer. Question number 148. What is the date of the Bhopal gas tragedy? Nice work. You chose 3rd December 1984 and it is correct. Question number 149. Which one is the finished product of milk? Great job. Paneer is the accurate answer. Question number 150. Which is an example of footloose industry? Great thinking. Electronic industry is the right choice. Question number 151. Emerging industries are also known as Dash. Perfect. Sunrise Industries is the correct choice. Question number 152. Major industrial regions are located near. Good job. Your answer seaports works well here.
Question number 153. Watch manufacturing is an example of Dash.
Nice work. You chose small-scale industry, and it is correct. Question number 154. Maruti Udyog Limited is a Dash industry.
Nice selection. Joint sector is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 155. Industry owned by one individual is Dash.
Great thinking. Private sector industry is the right choice.
Question number 156. Basket weaving falls in the category of. Smart pick. Cottage industry is the correct choice. Question number 157. The Bhopal gas disaster occurred in Dash.
Nicely done. 1984 is a solid answer.
Question number 158. Which activities comes under industries? Excellent. Secondary activities is a brilliant choice. Question number 159. What are emerging industries also called? Right choice. Sunrise Industries is the best answer.
Question number 160. Banking is an example of dash industry.
Valid point. Tertiary is true.
Question number 161. This is called as Manchester of India.
Correct. Ahmedabad is the right answer.
Question number 162. The Osaka textile mills get water from?
Well picked. Iodine River is the correct answer.
Question number 163, which is not the agro-based industry.
Bravo. Oil is the answer.
Question number 164. Where is the Silicon Plateau located?
Strong choice. Bengaluru is the right answer. Question number 165. Which city is India's largest state hub?
Well reasoned. Bangalore is the correct choice. Question number 166. Chintz's clothes can be found in dash.
You got it? Your choice, Masulipattnam, is right.
Question number 167. Tisco gets coal from dash coalfields.
Sharp thinking. Jaria is the right choice. Question number 168. Marine-based industries are based on. Well done. Oceanic products is the right choice. Question number 169. Artisans fall under which industry? You chose small industry, and it is correct. Question number 170. Which is the majorate hub of India?
Solid response. Bengaluru is a valid choice.
Question number 171. The earlier name of Jamshedpur was?
On track. Sexy is the correct answer.
Question number 172. Marine-based minerals are based on?
Clear logic. Your choice, minerals, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 173. An example of small-scale industry.
Smart move. Silk weaving is an accurate answer. Question number 174. A city also refer as Silicon City. Correct response. Bangalore is the most accurate answer. Question number 175. Industrialization often leads to. Good thinking. Development is the right answer. Question number 176. The iron ore for Tisco comes from. Exactly. Meyabanji makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 177. An example of sunrise industries. You're right. Wellness and industry is the correct answer.
Question number 178. The government operates the dash.
Right again. Public sector industries is a valid answer. Question number 179. Industries are classified into. Great job. All of the above is the accurate answer. Question number 180. The full form of SAIL is dash. Excellent choice. Steel Authority of India is the right answer. Question number 181. What do you mean by industry? Strong choice. Manufacturing unit is the right answer.
Question number 182. Industrial system consists of.
Nice selection. Inputs, processes, outputs is the correct and valid answer. Question number 183. Dash is a steel city in USA. Excellent choice. Pittsburgh is the right answer. Question number 184. Fish is a product of the. Valid point. Marine-based industries is true. Question number 185. Paper industry is dash.
correct response. Forest-based is the most accurate answer.
Question number 186. Manchester of Japan.
Bravo. Osaka is the answer.
Question number 187. Manchester of India.
Right choice. Ahmedabad is the best answer.
Question number 188. Types of ownership.
Solid response. Private, public, joint, cooperative is a valid choice.
Question number 189. What is smelting?
Exactly. Metals extracted from ores makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 190. Bread is a dash.
Good thinking. Finished good is the right answer.
Question number 191. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Well done. Contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook is the right choice.